Peace and blessings. This is Art and Hustle and Rap Revolution. And today we are bringing up Configa. Peace and blessings, bruh.
Peace and blessings, brother.
So, how you been?
I mean, good fam. How you been?
Ah, man, life is perfect. So, if you will, Configa, before we start this, share a little bit about yourself, who you are, for those who don't know you, and what we're gonna do. We're gonna go into your resume and your diet and everything you've done.
Yeah. I'm Configa, obviously. UK born and raised, although I did spend some time in the States as well. Um, Boom bop extraordinaire, so they say. Also an academic, as you've read in my bio. And yeah, I like to think that I am basically, I live and breathe hip hop. So it defines me, you would say. So if someone was to say what is hip hop, who is Configa, I would say hip hop. It
I
runs through my
like it.
veins, bro. Even though I'm from the UK, and I've born and raised here, I feel like ultra connected to the culture, despite the ocean. And obviously then I moved over to the States for a while and then came back. But yeah, I feel ultra connected to the culture.
Look, been doing this for what, 23 years. I was about to say 22. 23 years you've been.
23 years. Yeah, bro. I used to be a rapper, an MC, you know what I'm saying? And released my first project in 2000. It was September 2000. So it is coming up to be 24 years this year. And prior to that, I was just learning my trainer wheels in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? And like that was back in the message board days when we'd like rap against each other and key style against each other and stuff. And it was when the internet was really fresh, really new, all that kind of stuff. And it's like, man, those days were so cool, man, because everything was exciting. Nothing was like algorithmic based. It was just fresh. It was new. You could like find new people all the time, which you can now. But there was no kind of like, it was the kind of still the 90s. It was still an innocent time. There was no, social media oligarch like Zuckerberg or Elon Musk. You know what I mean? It was like we could just do our own thing, man. So I miss those days. But yeah, that's when I got my training wheels in the 90s, obviously locally as well. And then that's when I went on to release my first thing in 2000. And then yeah, I've been releasing music steadily. But like I said, I've been in the culture for a long time. I first got into the culture in '88, and it was with the native tongues. Man, that's my people's, man. Like Money Love and stuff. Obviously British. You know what I mean? Because I was like, wow, a British person rapping? Are you kidding me? Like, wow. So it blew my mind. Yeah.
So I'm I'm not familiar with British culture.
Of course.
However,
It's fine.
you know what I mean. Y'all do have hip hop over there, but you
Oh
ended
yeah.
up over here
Yes.
studying,
Hmm.
taking in the trade, learning how to do several things because you're not just a former artist. You
Yes.
actually produce, correct?
That's right. That's right. That's
So
right.
now I'm thinking more production than probably rapping itself.
Oh, hell, bro. I started off as a rapper, but I really left that alone as a sort of main sort of thing for me really almost 20 years ago now. Like literally, I thought, you know what? Because obviously back then it was about accents and stuff, and obviously UK drill and stuff is like leading the way now, right? It's like these British guys now are like making big waves stateside, but back in those days we weren't. So
Mhm.
I'm gonna admit I was guilty of maybe using a few US inflections in my accent and stuff, right? Because obviously I was influenced by New York. Of course, I'm going to do that. But as time went on, I realized, you know what? Music does not have an accent.
Mhm.
I can make these banging beats, and it could be from anywhere. And that's why even now, someone just said the other day that they thought I was from New York. Like when they heard me speak on some Instagram live, they were like, "You're British." And I keep forgetting you're British. I'm like, "Yeah."
So
So yeah, man.
I didn't know that British they had a British drill. Is that what you just said?
Yes, UK drill, bro. And apparently, because I'm not a drill guy, but apparently it started off in Chicago, right?
Yes.
And then it went to UK, and then UK repackaged it and sent it back to the States. It's almost like, bro, this happened, and I wrote about this in my thesis, which I sent you a link to. This almost like the blues. Like, can you imagine? You know, like the original blues guys, they made the records. Like, they were the original source of it. But blues didn't get big until it was the white guys, Clapton and early Fleetwood Mac, and all these other people. Even Rolling Stones started off as a blues band. All these people was doing blues appropriationists and then sending it back to the States, to the same country where they already had these guys. But I will say something about Clapton. He always showed love to, you know, the John Lee Hookers of the world. They'd bring them on stage with them and show love to the originators. And so I think we have that in hip hop as well.
Hey, I actually didn't know that it even went to the UK.
Oh, bro, it was huge here.
I didn't
Yeah,
know that. Look, but
it was
I
called
do
the
know.
blues boom. It was called the blues boom. Yeah,
No, I'm talking about drill. Drill
oh,
rap.
drill. Well,
Yeah.
obviously, moving slightly
Yeah,
further
yeah,
on.
yeah.
Drill is huge here, bro. In London, particularly. Yeah, like literally. I mean, there are a lot of inner city guys that you honestly. Who would be the biggest drill artist? Well, the biggest success who's came from that kind of culture would be Stormzy. And he's a global, like he's global these days. He wins awards and stuff. And he's refined his music since then. But he started off in the ends rapping. You call it the ends, we call it the hood, the ends. And he was like, you know, just like any other street guy, but he got massive, and now he like has orchestras behind him, all this kind of stuff. He's big,
That's
like
huge.
he's Ed Sheeran big almost, really.
Okay.
Oh
That's
yeah, he's
huge.
huge.
So, if you will, you've done quite a few. What's the word I want to say? Like you gave Tupac. What's the way? What I'm looking for? A memorabilia from your artistry. You created an album,
Yeah,
yes, from off of his music.
that's right.
Tell me what that was like, because
Oh,
you
bro.
also work with the Outlaws. You've worked with quite a
Yes,
few people.
yes,
So tell me
yes.
what this is like, because Pac is one of my favorite
And mine, bro.
artists.
And mine. In fact, talking just as we just spoke about in the 1990s, I was administrator for Tupac.net, right? And this was in 1997. So I was like right back then. And his estate actually, Afeni actually bought us out and then got rid of us all and then made it into some kind of like website that wasn't popping in the same way. But we had like a culture within a culture. We had like a Tupac culture, and all of us were like I said, key style against each other. But yeah, it was a blessing and a privilege to do my own spin on, because do you remember when they were just after Tupac died, they started releasing these quite lame remixes where they
Oh
were
God,
remixing
there was
music.
so many of them.
I hated it, bro. I hated it, including from his own record label, including from Amaru Records. Particularly, and the thing that got me the most was when Eminem remixed, and I can't remember. It was Loyal to the Game. I took offense to that, and not because it's Eminem. I don't care if he's white or not. The fact of the matter is, the guy can't really produce, and that's what got me more than anyone. Because there's a lot of really good white producers, Alchemist, Stack Selector, myself, loads of people. Him, just because he was pop, he was happening at the time, but he's a good rapper. He's an amazing rapper. He's not a producer, bro. So what you doing remixing Tupac? And what he was doing was he was speeding up Tupac's vocals. And the first thing about being a remixer, you match the beat to the vocals.
Yes.
Don't match the vocals to the beat, because if the beat's a different BPM, you're gonna have some chipmunk. And
Yes.
if you listen to Loyal, go back and listen to Loyal to the Game, the Eminem remix thing. It literally Pac sounds like a chipmunk and some of that stuff, bro. And they were splicing things up, and this is before AI. They were chopping it up, and he was shouting out Eminem, Tupac, who never knew Eminem, shouting out 50 Cent, never knew G Unit. Terrible, hated it, and that's what inspired me to do what I did, because that's why I call it Pac to the Essence. I took real Tupac vocals on beats that I believe Tupac would have rapped on, and everyone else said the same damn thing. 90s boom bop, obviously, and Tupac did used to rap on 90s boom bop. Easy Mo B produced him. There was Stretch from Life Squad produced him. He had a real New York connection before the Death Row stuff.
Yes.
So I took him back to that, and that's why I did what I did.
Okay. How did it feel?
Felt amazing.
deal with the Outlaws as well?
Oh, well, it was Edie Mean, and the realist. I don't know if you're familiar with the realist, who obviously has a lot of Tupac influence in his style, and actually, if you've ever seen the Tupac video, oh, there was one, damn, sorry, bro. I can't remember the name of the song, but the realist actually body doubled for Tupac in the so he looked like him, sound like him, but he's a good artist in his own right and a good guy. So yeah, work with the realist, work with Edie Mean, and work with Sebo, who Tupac called the bald head nut in one of the songs. Yeah, I think it's all eyes on me on one of the tracks. Yeah, so it was amazing work with him too. Yeah, working with people who had literally worked with Tupac. And
No.
also his manager from the Auckland days, Atron Gregory, he was like, "Wow, I love this remix album, Configa." Atron Gregory, from how he started with Digital Underground, was Digital Underground's manager. So I'm like, wow, I've been endorsed by the guy that literally signed Tupac. So yeah, I was happy with that. Clearly,
That credit, it makes you feel
oh
good
man,
because hey, this is somebody who actually put Pac on.
that's what I'm
Or
saying. Literally
yeah,
signed
so
him.
that's
Literally
like
signed because
crazy.
I understand that Layla Steinberg, who Tupac did poetry with, introduced him to Adrian Gregory. And Adrian Gregory signed him to, well, I believe to Digital Underground, and then obviously went on to Interscope Records. So yeah, it was early. So Adrian, yeah, he was bigging me up. Yeah, yeah,
That's fine.
yeah,
So
man.
another person, another grand artist that you done dealt with, Chuck D.
Oh man, what can you say?
Look, matter of fact, he signed you to his label, correct?
Correct,
How did that feel? Because this is a hip hop great.
bro. That is the depth of that is hard to display to people because it's like my idol signing me on my merit. And it was like I was picked by him. It was like he sent one of his A&R people and they picked me. I didn't go sending loads of demos to Chuck, please sign me, please sign me. It wasn't like that. He had a few divisions of his record label at the time, one of which picked up on me, sent me, referred me to Chuck and signed me. And so I literally was signed by Chuck D. I didn't, hijack Chuck D. They came to me. And that was because I was doing my own independent thing. Yeah, well, I was mind blown, bro. Mind blown. Mind blown.
So you have another thing before I jump back into Chuck D. There's a lot of independent artists that you have actually done
Oh,
work
yeah.
for.
Oh, yeah.
There's also some very big industry cats that you have done work for.
That's right.
If you will, shed a little light on who they are, because one, just let you know, I didn't know that you was an artist before yourself. I wish I had her, because what we would have done was broke down some of your lyrics like I did with speech. So what I'm gonna make sure that me and
That's
you
different
do,
though. Speech is current. He's still displays. He's still in with the rapping right now, and actually, I keep telling them, bro, you're getting better all the time, even now. But with me, my lyrics were years ago, bro. It's a little bit different. So I'm happy to talk about the beats more than breaking down my lyrics and my punchlines that I used to use, right? So I'm happy with that.
no, hey, but to be an artist and then to move forward,
Yeah.
to me, I love the backstory of the caterpillar, especially when I'm looking at the butterfly. You see what I'm saying? When you
I
understand the
appreciate it.
backstory and how it came to be, then you value the artistry, or the being that I'm using butterfly. You value the butterfly itself.
Real talk, bro. Real
You see what I'm
talk.
saying? And
Real
I'm
talk.
looking at you, and now I'm learning personally from the backstory. To me, it's like, yo, wow. And when you send me the bio, I'm like, yo, hold up, good God, because
It was longer than you thought, right?
man, look, hey, otherwise, look, to be honest, I would have read it, right? But I looked at it and I said, man, ain't no way I can read all this stuff. Look, it's gonna take the whole.
It was like 3 4 pages long.
I said, yo, it's gonna take the whole interview to read the stuff. So I might as well just pick and choose what
I know.
what I'm gonna
I
bring to
needed
the
I needed
forefront.
to send you an abridged version, but I didn't have time for that, so I just sent you the whole thing. You know what I mean?
No, I'm glad you did, because I got to know who you are.
Oh, it's a blessing, brother.
You
Thank
see what
you.
I'm saying? I got to dig deep into
Yeah,
your
for
culture.
real.
Yes, you're
Mentioning
part.
Tupac, obviously. Mentioning when Chuck signed me, of course. You know, yes, man. You mentioned I used to be an MC, of course. Yeah, absolutely, man.
You see what I'm saying? Knowing this
Yeah,
information is
that's right.
valuable for those who will come and see this and be
That's
like,
right.
yo, you know what? I'm starting now, but who is it to say what I might become later in the future?
Facts.
This is 20
Facts.
something years of hard work that you don't put in here.
Facts, bro.
And what has happened, the recognition got paid off. Chuck D
Facts.
just don't walk up on nobody and wanna just produce you to produce my
Chuck
stuff.
D is hip hop. Let's
That's
make
what I'm
no bones
saying.
about it. He is the voice. Him and KRS, they're the voices of hip hop. There's no question, no way around that. They are hip hop. End of
They
story.
are the educators,
Yes,
the
correct.
highlighters. When you
Well,
think
obviously the
of this,
teacher. Obviously, one is the teacher, and
yes,
you might as well call Chuck D the professor. If one's a teacher, the other one's a professor, or vice versa.
there you
So,
go.
yeah,
And
man,
that's what you have to take. And for you to be picked by a professor,
mind blowing, bro. And I grew up in PE. I literally grew up in PE. I literally grew up on them, bro.
that's powerful. So back to Chuck.
Mm-hmm.
So Chuck come get you, and I'm assuming this is how you also met Speech.
Almost. Because I worked with after Chuck. Well, actually, basically Chuck D's touring partner at the time introduced. Well, I did a project with him as well, and he was had an offshoot called Public Enemy Radio, and this guy went touring with Chuck around the world. Massive, huge tour, and even do you remember the Fight the Power remix that they did when I had
Yes.
he was in that as well. He did 8 bars in that, right? So he introduced me. Well, basically, I did an album with him, and that's when Speech heard me because he was a mutual acquaintance. So
Yeah.
therefore, Speech was like, "Wow, who is this Configa guy?" Like, because and then basically put me on. Well, got in touch from that. Yeah,
Magic was made.
magic was made. Yeah, Speech heard me. Speech heard me on an album directly from the PE camp, and then got in touch. Yeah.
When I
Another one
heard,
of my heroes, bro. I grew up on AT. I kid you not, when I was 13 years old, there's a video of me rapping along to Mr. Wonder like I wrote it, bro. Like, because I think me and you may be similar ages, so we're a little bit younger than the Vanguard, you know what I mean? So, because obviously I saw from your date of birth and your email address. So that's the reason I'm saying
yeah, I'm
that.
42.
Yeah. So I don't want to say it, but we're similar era. Similar vintage.
Okay, look.
So these are our heroes. These are up there. Like, we were little kids and they're up there, man. So to be working with people like this is crazy to me, bro. Like Moni Love, she was on one of my beats. Big Daddy Kane. These people on my wall, bro. Literally on my wall when I was a kid. AD, Public Enemy. Are you kidding me?
I understand how you feel because, like you said, looking at our age group,
Yes.
and then looking up to these people, who would have known? Just for me, I would have interviewed Speech. To me, that was like
Damn
mine.
right. There you go.
So I understand in small what it feels like for you to do work with heroes, because these are heroes technically. We listen to them. Look, 20 or 30 years ago, we were listening to these people. Matter
That's
of
what
fact,
I'm
30
saying.
years ago.
I was a stupid little kid 30 years ago. Speeches winning 2 Grammys. I was some high school kid jumping around like I'd written this music, rapping along with my friends, and look, now we're we're doing business together. We're creatives. We're co-collaborators. We're co-executive producers. It's insane. It's
That's
insane.
insane.
Yeah,
So,
it really is. It really is. Because I'm a fan even now. So, yeah.
like, even when I did his interview, I was still mind blown.
Oh, bro.
Me,
It was
me
a dope
doing your,
interview, by the way. It was
me
dope as
doing
well.
your interview, huh?
It was a dope interview, by the way. I watched the
Appreciate
entire
you.
thing.
Look, I appreciate you, but I appreciate you also willing to give me a chance, because even doing your interview it feels the same.
Oh, thank you, bro. That's a
Because you
blessing.
got,
Thank
even though I wasn't listening to your music then because you wasn't doing music then.
I wasn't listening to my music
No,
then.
that's what I'm saying, because you wasn't doing music then.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
it's who you now, after going through your bio and
Yeah.
looking at what you have accomplished, looking at the things that you have done. Look, you've touched Tupac people. This was my my idol growing up.
bro.
You've touched speech. You've touched Chuck D.
Yes.
You,
When he said it
the,
like that, I'm
the,
like, who is this guy? Where is he?
you see what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
thinking of these names, these superstars that you have touched, now you got to remember, you're a superstar.
bro.
When you think of that, and you think of the people you touch, you become. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give you this scenario that I heard. It says if you hang with broke people, just say four of them, you'll be the fifth one. But if you hang with millionaires, what happens is you become the fifth one. And
Very
for
fine.
you to hang around with people that have risen to this bar, there was hip hop legends in this bar. This only adds on to your credit, your
Thank you,
resume.
brother. I appreciate
So
you.
it
By the
shifts
way, you
that
just
onto
reminded
you.
me of something that Chuck D said to me. And he said, Configa, he goes, well, he calls me Fig. You know, it's great for Chuck D to shorten your name. It's amazing. He goes, Fig, legends put in the time. You put in the time. And that's in public. I've literally posted that publicly with his permission. He literally said that to me. Legends
That
put in the time. Fig, you put in the time.
that makes you what? A legend.
Bro, like, if Chuck D's going to say it, then that's what it is.
Hey, that's how I look at it. I look at and me. I always add God to every situation, but God sticks you in the right place at the right time for things to become what they're supposed to become.
Definitely.
Now, tell me a little bit about your what you went to school for. It was hip hop, yes, but tell me the thesis. Tell me what
Oh,
your
yeah. I
dissertation
mean,
was.
I am my technically I am sociology and cultural studies, but I obviously when you do a PhD, you have to pick your thesis. And my thesis, I thought to myself, what can I write 90,000 words on, which is what a thesis is. And I thought to myself, hip hop. I thought I'm gonna have to find a sociological angle for this. So basically, I wrote about it from about my hometown, and about the white appropriationists of Black culture. And basically, I talked about the blues. I talked about the hip hop scene. I talked about is it to do with Black influence in the local area, or is it to do with the media purely? I talked about the blues infusion. I talked about. Do you remember a band? Do you remember that song from the '60s? House of the Rising Sun. You probably
Mm-hmm.
heard it, right? That band's from Newcastle. That's where I'm from. The guy who sounds like he's a little blues singer, and he sounds like he may be from Memphis. He's from Newcastle. It's from where I'm from. So I got to speak to him. I got to speak to his people. So yeah, and he was the one that was deep with John Lee Hooker, and he brought him over to my city as well. So he was dope person to have that. And so it was like kind of like how much of it is media based, how much of it is natural, and I found that literally it's very natural. Like even in Brazil, people are taking American culture and infusing it with basically I called it global. Okay, global mixed with the local, which makes a new culture. And
And
that's why you see across the world, bro. In France, you go in Paris, you go to Amsterdam, you go to London, you go anywhere, you go Brazil, anywhere. They're infusing the American culture with their own culture, with their own language and their own words, and they're making it something completely different and fresh.
I like to say,
Even Africa, it's going back to
yes.
Africa, and I've seen Ghanaian rap, Nigeria.
Mm-hmm.
I know several
It's
Nigerian rappers.
everywhere.
Yeah.
And when you think about it, I like to say we are on the main stage.
Mm-hmm.
America is the main stage.
Oh yeah,
And
100%.
because of the language, because hip hop is a language. To
Yeah.
me, rap is a language. It's a 50-year-old language that
Mm-hmm.
has never been really cultivated. It's been freestyled,
Yeah.
basically. And because of this language that has worked, and we are learning how to create new words and work words. Not we, because I'm just one who love hip hop. But
But you're doing your thing.
yes, but what I learned is that these people learned how to create something from nothing. And now what it has done, because we are on a main stage, everybody's watching and it is exuberated across the world.
100%.
And that is like mind blowing when you actually think of the people, kind of like you said, blues. When you think about
That's
all
right.
of the creations that African American people have actually created. But then you think about hip hop,
Jazz, blues.
yeah, everything. But hip hop overpowered all of them
Oh
because
yeah.
of the time,
Oh yeah.
because of how it was able to shoot across the world.
Oh, it. You know, because I will send you my thesis, bro. I talked at length about the African diaspora or
Hmm.
diaspora, however you want to pronounce it. And obviously, as you well know, Cool Herc, who originated all of this, came from Jamaica, which
Yes,
again is African diaspora, and obviously sound system culture brought that to the Bronx, which then fostered the whole hip hop thing. And yeah, there's like a circle going around, and it's amazing, bro. It's amazing.
it's just
100%.
now how do, because there's another what's the word I want to use, another level that this is about to go to.
Yeah.
And drill or the way drill rap and all of that, that's a level. But battle rap, that's a
Oh,
level.
yeah.
That's just like drill, but
Yeah.
technically they're doing one and the same. It's just drill creates a whole different atmosphere.
How do you feel about drill, personally? Is it harmful or is it helpful?
When you say that, it's harmful.
Yeah, it is. It
Well,
is.
you got to also
Pop
understand,
Smoke, bro. Pop Smoke.
uh, when you can
Drill.
name, you can keep naming them,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
the thing about it,
A lot from Chicago. Yeah.
the reason why I say harmful is because they don't understand that words have power.
That's right.
And
Probably true.
there's a Bible verse that says life and death is in the power of the tongue. And how I use my words can affect not just me and the person I'm talking to, especially in rap when it's global. It affects everybody who's listening to it. It
That's
can
right.
make you mean. It can make you mad. You remember
That's
that
right.
song, Knuck Up You Buck?
Yes. Yeah.
Soon as that song was played in the club, what happened? Fighting. When you think of the psychological point that music does to people, then you only have to figure out how to tweak it.
That's
I
right.
got something that I want to share with you. We're
Yeah,
gonna
for
do
sure.
this.
By the way,
This
dope art. By the way, I have to say, I know you're humble, but dope art, man. Seriously, check this guy's page out for the artwork, man. Sick.
appreciate you. Look, but what we're gonna do, I think there is some deeper work, especially because you deal with speech. Speech is amazing. You you are still connected, or you are still with Chuck D's label, right?
I was, but they restructured. They went from being Slam Jams, what I was on, to now called Spit Slam. So they
Okay.
restructured everything, and that's when around the time when I got in with speech, Arrested Development, and so I've been releasing through speeches, Vagabond, rather
Okay.
than Chuck's. So we're all family. It's all
Still,
good.
you're
There's
still
no
all
look at Chuck on
connected.
our records. You know what I'm saying? It's all good, man.
Yes.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
uh, when me and you actually build on the next topic, you'll understand where I'm going with,
Of course,
because
of
I'm
course.
glad you asked that question about whether or not I seen it as harmful or helpful. And
Yes,
like I said, harmful, but it's the idea of everything that can just tweak something
that's
and
right.
make it better.
I
So,
don't personally like it. I've got to be honest. I don't personally like it. That's me. It could be my age, but I don't personally like it. And including from UK, including from New York, including from Chicago, I feel the narrative is extremely harmful, particularly for young black males in the UK as well. And I'm not with it personally.
because it's only talking about death.
No, man. No,
Is not talking about anything that's positive.
no.
And because of that, imagine, matter of fact, say you are great. I want to hear you say that. Say it.
Bro,
I need you to do it.
I'd rather other people say that, man.
No, no, but I need you to do it just for this. Say it.
I'm great. What can I
Did you hear
say?
yourself?
I did.
Say it again.
I'm great.
Did you hear yourself?
More so.
Say it one more time.
I'm great.
Did you hear how it got stronger as you said it?
I feel it more now.
But the crazy part is that you hear yourself.
You do.
The
You
more
do.
that you speak, the
Mm-hmm.
more that you hear yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And with drill is the same way. If all I'm speaking is negativity, I
That's
hear
right.
myself
Get
more.
stronger. and stronger and
I hear
stronger.
myself more than I hear anything.
Right.
So what happens is there's another verse that says in the Bible, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he.
That's right.
You become what you constantly put in your mind, and this is what we are seeing
Definitely.
happening across the
Manifesting
world.
negativity. Yeah. Yeah.
It's from that. So that's the
Yeah.
harmful part.
Yeah.
But with a tweak, we can change everything around. This is one reason I like to say God allowed me to be introduced to speech. This is crazy how it happened, but be introduced to you. You done
That's
a thesis on this stuff.
the blessing. And also AD released what they call life music.
Life music.
Life music. And even this is even Master Ace. You like Master Ace? So I've worked with him as well. Master Ace and Marco Polo have a track featuring speech called Life Music. Because obviously they got it from speech, and speech is on the chorus. It's dope. So life music, man. Life music. Not deaf
Life
music,
music.
life music. And don't forget, can't front. I used to be a fan of NWA, don't front. I can't lie. Dre, early Snoop, of course, early Pac, later Pac. But in the fullness of time, I see it like as reckless, Biggie as well, reckless youths
Of
talking
words.
crazy on record.
They didn't
And
understand it. They was
come on,
talking
man, they
from
were
the.
just young kids, man.
hmm So this is what me and you going to do. I'm going to connect back with you. We'll
No doubt,
continue this interview again if
no
you would
doubt,
like to.
no doubt,
But
no doubt.
thank you for your time.
You too, brother.
And if you will, shout out to the people where they can find all your music, everything you have done. That way, we can get some traffic going your way, some more traffic.
That's right, man. I will always say look up Configa on Bandcamp because Bandcamp is so much better than streaming platforms. Like look up literally Configa CONFIGA on Bandcamp, or go to Configa.com, and you'll find me. You'll find me on Configa on Twitter. Configure on Instagram, configure on Facebook. I'm there, bro. I'm on social media. Like I do my own social media, so it's very time consuming. I don't have a
Yeah.
big team around me. It's me, myself, and I, and so everyone can tell it's me. So yeah,
So
it's me. I'm
what
there.
we'll do, me and you gonna stay connected. I'll make sure I send you my number, but I
Dope,
need you for something in the future.
dope, bro. I'll
Love you,
feel that.
bro. Hey,
Thank you, bro.
Configure, once again, appreciate you. Have a perfect day on purpose. And this is Art and Hustle. Thank y'all
You
for
too,
joining.
bro.